when we are collecting the data, actually data sometimes data is given in the question, sometimes we are going to collect the data. Okay. Suppose I will say you to collect the data of all the students, uh, like you can collect for how many students like which type of flavor and ice cream, chocolate flavor and strawberry and different. Then you will go and collect. So that type of data when you are going to collect directly you are collecting, that is called primary data. It is called primary data. And when we are taking if you have collected and somebody else will use that data to analyze, to find the mean, to find how many, what is the mean of the data, or what is the how many students got maximum number of students are there, means in which level liked by maximum number of students. So many things if you are going to analyze the data, so that is called secondary data. So generally in we have secondary data in the questions. Somebody has collected and given us the data and we are analyzing that. So this is the difference between primary and secondary data. Got it? So direct collection of data is primary data, and if we are using the collected data by someone else, that is called secondary data. So for example, we have the first question that give 5 examples of data you can collect from day-to-day life. That is our question number 1, 14.1. Question number 1, first exercise has 2 questions that are depending on the collection of data. So they ask that you can collect, just give 5 examples of collecting the data. So we can write the different examples. Number 1, number of students. This is one of the data which can be given as a collection of data related to day-to-day life. So number of students appeared, number of students appeared in an exam, in an exam obtained from newspaper. Is this data we have taken from newspaper, that in class 12 how many students are appeared from this year from newspaper. Okay, then we can have the mobile bills, our, or we have if we have internet, we can say that internet bills of our house. Means internet which we are using in our house landline for last 2 years. Hmm. And third one, number of computer sets in our computer lab, number of computer in our computer lab. Like this, you can write many data. The first question is we give 5 examples. So I have given 3 examples. 2 more examples you can write. Question number second as primary. Which one is primary and which one is secondary? Here. Okay. So fourth is obtained from the newspaper. This is the first one is obtained from the newspaper. So we will write this is obtained from newspaper. So this is secondary data. This is what? Secondary data, because we have taken from somewhere, from newspaper. We have not directly collected. Okay. Then bills, if we collect internet bills, we ask whosoever in our house is collecting the bills, so we can take from that, and then that is means we are only doing from the direct bills. So that is a primary data. We are first time collecting the data. First time collecting the data is called primary data, you can say. And when someone else is using this, that data is secondary data. And number of number of computers in a lab is also secondary data. So also because already we have this information. So secondary data. No, it will be primary because we are going to collect. Yes. So number of computers is also primary data. So like this data are divided into 2 parts, but it is not so much important because we have to just do the questions on secondary data. We are not going to collect. But somebody when collected, now the problem is suppose somebody collected let's say marks. Suppose I told some student to collect the marks, okay, or teacher collected the marks, and he has written in different, like first student got 8 marks, then second got 9 out of 10, like this. So it is not properly managed or it is not organized. This is called raw data. When it is written like this is called raw data. Then we can manage this data. Suppose we are going to manage this data, 8 marks, how many students got 8 marks, how many got 9 marks. So we can arrange it like this. So this is called the presentation of data. So how we are going to present the data? So some points you have to remember for presentation of data. Presentation and how to present the data. Presentation of data. Yes, if you have studied already raw data and organized data in computer, that is the same thing here. Okay. So every group into which the raw data is condensed is called a class interval. We can convert into the class interval. Okay. And that group, instead of group, that is each group is called class interval. First we will write the group. Suppose I'll take an example, blood group or anything. Suppose marks is a group and it is condensed into different class intervals. Like suppose you have written here marks and then you have organized how many got from 0 to 10, or you can say 10 marks, 0 to 5, 5 to 10, like this. So this is group. This is what? Group. Sorry, this is what? A class interval. This is class interval and marks is a group. Marks is a group and this is called class. So groups are condensed into the class interval. First of all, you have to find the class interval. Class interval, it can be class interval, it can be only class. You can write how many got 1 marks, how many got 2 marks, like this also you can write. So there are different ways of writing. Okay. And one more thing will come, that is called tally marks, that you have studied already before, is in 8th class. So presentation of data, every group into which the data is condensed is called a class interval. You can write down every group into which the raw data is condensed, called a class, or if it is written in the intervals, so class interval, called a class or class interval. And this class interval, you know that class interval is what? The least number is called lower limit of the class interval. Let's 0 to 5. If we have taken 0 to 5, 5 to 10, so this 5 is the least value and this is called the lower limit. You know that this is called the lower limit of the class, lower class limit, you can say lower class limit, and this is called the upper class limit, upper class limit of this class. So every class will have lower limit, upper limit, different. And class size is what? If you want to find the class size of that interval of that class, the class size is the difference between upper limit. So upper limit minus lower limit, 5 minus 0, 10 minus 5 will give you the class size. So upper limit minus lower limit will give you the class size. Okay. And third point, you have to find the class mark. Range. What is the range? Range is the maximum value of the observation. You have to find what is the range of the data. Suppose you have to find the range of the given data. Total range of the given data will be equal to the maximum value of the observations. Maximum value minus minimum value will give you the range. Maximum value minus minimum value of the observation. Minimum value. For example, if we have collected the data of 100 students out of 10 marks, so maximum marks is 10 and least marks is 3. So then what is the range? 10 minus 3, 10 minus 3, 7 is the range. Then one more thing that you should remember, it's very important, class mark. What is class mark? The class mark is the midpoint of this 0 to 5, that is 2.5. The class mark is upper limit. Upper limit, whenever you have to find a class mark of any class, So upper limit, add upper limit with lower limit. Upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. So upper limit minus lower limit divided by 2. That is class mark. Now we have to organize the given data. In our question number 1, you see 14.2. How to calculate the means given value, how to organize, how to represent the data. We use tally mark for counting. Tally mark will help us for counting. I will tell you how. So for tally mark, just if we count something, we will, instead of tick, we can cut and we can make 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines, then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like this we use to mark. That is called tally mark because tally has given us. So in question number 1, if you will see 14.2 here, you can see the question number 1. In question number 1, yes, okay. We have given different blood groups. We have given different blood groups. You can see question number 1. We have given different blood groups of 30 students and represent this data in the form of a frequency distribution table. Okay, so we need a table, and for table, what we have to represent blood group. So we need 3. We have to make how many columns and how many rows. So there are 4 groups: A, B, 0, and A. A, B, A group, A blood group, B blood group, and AB group, and O group. So 4 groups. So we have only 4 groups, and we will divide into blood group. One is blood group. This will be blood group. Then tally mark. You can make then tally mark, and then we have number of students. Then we have number of students. So how many groups are there? So A group. This is for A group. Then we can make for B group. Then we can make for O group, and the last one is AB group. So first we have blood group. Blood group. We are organizing this given raw data. So blood group, first we will write blood group, then tally mark. Tally marks will help us to count there. By using tally marks, you will not leave any number by mistake. You will not leave. So number of, then number of students. These 3 things we have to organize. Okay. So we have, first you have to see that in a broader how many types are there. So you have 8 A group, B group, O group, and AB group. Okay. Now how will you do? Just see, this is very important. First you will cut A. You have to write the data, or you can use the pencil because the question will be given either in the question paper or in the textbook. So you can use the pencil. This A you cut A. Here you will make 1. Then you cut B. This B. B will go in B. O. 2 times O, so you can make 2O. Then AB, AB, O, where is O? Here. Then A, okay. Then O, O. Then B, B. Then A, O. O after 3 you have to cut like this. This is the way of marking. Although they are using the straight lines in textbook, you will find a straight line like this. You can use this, no problem. Okay, then B, then again A, O, next O, A, cut A, B, A, B, O, O, A 2 times, 1, 2, O 2 times, 1, 2, A, B, A, B, B, then A, then O, then again B, cut A, B, and O. So that is why we are using the tally mark. Now, by using the tally mark, we can exactly get the numbers and there will be no confusion. Here now you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 students got A group. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 students, 6 got B group, and 5 or 5, 10 or 2, 12 got O group, and 3 got. So one more line you have to make for total. So for total also we should have one line to represent total number of two tens. So here we can write total, and total you can count and check it is coming 30 or not. It should come to 30. That means you have done the correct. This is how we can represent the data. This is what represent the data in the form of frequency distribution table. This is called frequency distribution table. What is frequency? Number of A group student 9 is called the frequency. So the number of student that belongs to that particular class interval is called the frequency. And what is the most common? What is the rarest blood group? The most common group is, you can see that 12 is the most common group. So our most common blood group is O. We'll write the answer, the most common blood group is O. Then the rarest blood group is, the rarest blood group is AB. Okay, got it? So like this we can organize any data. We have to make the columns and use tally marks to count them. Always use tally marks to count them. Without using tally marks, you are you will not get the marks. Actually, we are doing by tally mark with your course. When we are organizing, we have to use the tally mark. Whether the question mentioned or not mentioned. So this is what we have done, not the class interval, class only. We have not, we cannot use here class interval, but in the second question, we will use the class interval. Okay. So in second question, you can see the question number 2 here, 14.2, question number 2. The distance in kilometers. The distance in kilometers of 40 engineers from their residence to their places of work are as follows. Okay. So here now we have to make, the question is, construct a group frequency table with size 5. Now size has given us 5 for the data, taking 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 5, 0 to 5, 5 to 10, which feature do you observe from this tabular. So here we have to make the table. Distances first, then telemarks, then so distances, then telemarks, distances, then telemarks, and then frequency. But here it is given that, so distance, first we have to write the distance. So you should write distance, and in bracket you should write in kilometers. You are writing in kilometers because it is given in kilometers. Then telemarks, and then frequency. This is called frequency. How many engineers having this distance from 0 to 5? So we have to see that what is the maximum value. Maximum value is 32. So we can go up to 35. Okay, so 0 to 5, 7 we have to, 0 to 5, 5 to, like this we have to go. 0 to 5, first 0 to 5, then 5 to 10, then 10 to 15, then 15 to 20, then 20 to 25, 25 to 30, and 30 to 35, and the last total. Okay, so we can make the class intervals. These are class intervals, 0 to 5, then 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 20 to 25, 25 to 30, and 30 to 35, 30 to 35 total. So here 10 will, 5 will not come here, 5 will come here. It will come on the next. Okay. So this is 5, 5 will come here, 3 will come here, 10 will come here, not there. The below 20, 20 will come here, 25 will come here, 11, 11 is here, 13, 13 is also here, 7 is here, 12 is here, then 31, 31 is between 30 to 35, uh, yes, 31, 19, 19, 19, 15 to 20, 10, 10 will be in the below. 10 you cannot take here, 10 you will take in the next interval. 12, 12 comes here, 17, 15, 17 will come here, 18 here, 11 here, 32, 32, 17, 17, 16, 16 will come here, 2 here, 7 here, 9 here, 7 here, 8, 8, 8, 8 here, 3 here, 5, 0 to 5. 5 will come down. Just you should remember this. 12, 12, 15, 15 will come down, not here, 15. Huh? And 18, okay, 18 is here, 3 is here, for 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12 will come here, 14 here, and 2 here, and 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 will come here, 6 here, 15, 15 will come down, 15 again, and 7 here, 6 here, 12, 12 here. Okay, so 5, 5 over 10, 11, 10 over 11, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 1, 2. Okay, so you will get 40 total. Correct? 5, 11, 11, 9, 1, 1, 2. Correct. Now, uh, which main feature do you observe here? So, main feature, frequency of class interval are equal. This feature we can write, the frequency of these two class interval are equal. Okay, it shows that maximum number of engineers have their residence at 5 to 15 is maximum student